sit down here. Let's talk a little bit about marijuana. I was injured, a little bit about myself. I was injured in my back. I have spinal stenosis. And while being treated for that right here at UAB, I was put on high doses of NSAIDs, which caused me to develop ulcers. And I had 3 perforated ulcers in 2005. 4 years later, last year, my stomach began to hemorrhage, and I was puking blood. By the time I got to the hospital, I had lost nearly 2/3 of my blood supply. The doctors were quite shocked that I hadn't had a heart attack, simply because there was not enough blood in my system to pump. And this condition was caused completely by modern pharmaceuticals. Had I had the option for marijuana as a legal treatment when this was going on to begin with, none of this would have ever happened. And that's the big reason for me. That's the reason that I got into this, because I don't want to see other people go through what I've had to go through. I was on 28 pills a day. 13 of those pills were for nothing more than to combat the side effects of the 15 pills that I was taking for my primary condition. I was on blood pressure medication. I was taking Zolofts the size of horse tranquilizers, and I was still clinically depressed when I was in pain to the point in my back that I didn't want to do anything. And for about 4 years of my life, all I did was lay in bed wishing that I was dead. And by the grace of God, the only reason that I'm here today is because I have a 15-year-old son. And in my mind, I could not get around the fact of him thinking that I was weak, that his dad was weak and killed himself. And there come a point, kind of like Chris, where I had an epiphany, and I said, there's got to be something different. And I gave it all up. Since that time, there was a while where I was still taking a few painkillers, but the painkillers never really did me that much good. They helped with the pain, but they put me in such depression that all I did was sit around and worry about the pain coming back when I wasn't hurting. And there just came a time when I decided, that I'd had enough. And as the drugs slowly started to leave my system, I started realizing a lot of things coming back about the person that I was, because the whole time before, I never felt like I wasn't myself, but I felt like I was drowning inside myself. I don't know if you can understand that. But after I got off all of the prescription drugs and everything started coming, my mind started coming back and everything, I think the biggest thing to me telling me that I did do the right thing is all of a sudden my son started calling me more, wanting to hang out with Dad, wanting to, do things. So apparently when I'm not suicidal and clinically depressed, I'm a little bit more fun to be around. And I think that's the biggest thing. So, marijuana hasn't even just improved my quality of life. It's improved my son's life because it gave him his father back.